It was just another Tuesday morning at Northwood Elementary. Mrs. Davis, a kindergarten teacher with 20 years under her belt, was supervising free draw time. Crayons scraped against paper, small voices murmured, and the usual chaos of 5- and 6-year-olds creating their masterpieces filled the room. But then she walked past little Ethan's desk. Ethan was a quiet boy, always polite, but somewhat withdrawn since his mother's boyfriend, a man named Mark, had mysteriously disappeared a few weeks prior. Everyone in their small town knew about it. The police had searched, interviewed, but Mark had simply vanished without a trace. Mrs. Davis paused. Ethan wasn't drawing the usual stick figures or colorful houses. His drawing was unsettling. It was crudely rendered, as you'd expect from a 6-year-old, but the subject matter was stark. There was a house, dark and angular, and in the backyard, a man. He was bent over, his face a scribbled mask of effort, burying something. And next to him, a large, dark shape. It wasn't abstract. It looked like a body. A knot formed in Mrs. Davis's stomach. She knew Ethan lived with his mother and Mark. She knelt beside his desk. "Ethan, honey," she said softly. "Can you tell me about your picture?" Ethan just looked up at her with wide, unblinking eyes. He didn't say a word. He just pointed to the man in the drawing, then made a quick, shoveling motion with his hand. Mrs. Davis tried a few more questions, gentle prompts about what he was drawing, but Ethan remained silent, his gaze fixed on the disturbing scene on his paper. Later that afternoon, after a restless lunch break, Mrs. Davis decided she couldn't ignore it. It felt wrong, deeply wrong. She contacted the police. Detective Miller, a seasoned but weary officer, took the call. He'd handled the initial missing person report for Mark. He sounded skeptical. "A drawing, Mrs. Davis? From a 6-year-old?" But Mrs. Davis was insistent, her voice tight with concern. "It wasn't just a drawing, Detective. It was a confession." He couldn't say it, but he drew it. Reluctantly, Detective Miller sent a small team to the address. It was Mark's house, the one he shared with Ethan's mother. They arrived on a gray, overcast afternoon, the kind of day that seemed to perfectly match the grimness of their task. The backyard was overgrown, a typical suburban patch of lawn. There was nothing immediately obvious. But then one of the officers noticed a disturbed patch of earth near an old shed, a patch that looked too new, too neat. They began to dig. The first few shovelfuls yielded nothing but damp soil. Doubt began to creep in. Was this just a wild goose chase based on a child's imagination? Then the shovel hit something hard. Not rock, something softer with a yield. A gasp went through the small group. As they carefully excavated the earth, the shape became horrifyingly clear. It was a shallow grave. And inside, wrapped in a tarp, was the body of Mark, Ethan's mother's missing boyfriend. The world reeled. The quiet drawing, dismissed by many as a child's fantasy, had just solved a real murder. They brought Ethan's mother in for questioning immediately. Confronted with the evidence and undoubtedly shaken by the chilling accuracy of her son's drawing, she broke down. She confessed. It had been an argument, escalating quickly, a moment of rage, and then the unthinkable. She had panicked, buried him in the backyard, and tried to continue life as if he had simply vanished. Ethan had seen it all. He was there, a silent, terrified witness to the crime. He was too young to fully comprehend the horror, too traumatized to articulate it with words. But his mind, processing the unspeakable, found another way to communicate, through the universal language of a child's drawing. His crayons, his paper, became his voice when his own failed him. The story spread quickly through the town, then across the country. The media called it unbelievable, a testament to the innocence and unexpected clarity of a child's perception. Ethan was eventually placed in the care of relatives, receiving the support he needed to process the trauma. His drawing wasn't just a picture, it was the purest form of truth, a desperate plea from a child who carried a secret too heavy for his tiny shoulders. His drawing didn't just tell the truth, it screamed it, solving a murder that might otherwise have remained a cold case, all because a kindergarten teacher decided to trust her gut, and a little boy found a way to speak without ever uttering a single word. If you're gripped by real-life mysteries and shocking confessions, hit that subscribe button. Join the Story Shock family for more true stories that will keep you on the edge of your seat.